Dear Mom, I know you're sitting there with that tight knot in your throat, that awful feeling that you're not keeping up. You look around and see everything that needs to be done, everything you didn't manage to finish, everything left halfway. And then that cruel voice in your head says, "You're failing." But I need to tell you a truth that maybe no one has ever told you before. Being tired is not the same as failing. Reaching your limit is not the same as failing. Not being able to do everything does not mean you're not enough. And you, my dear friend, are not failing. You're simply being human. You're experiencing the natural limits of any person who gives as much of themselves to others as you do. I see you waking up already tired, already feeling the weight of the day before it's even begun. I see you forcing a smile when inside you're drained, forcing yourself to be patient when your energy ran out hours ago, forcing yourself to be present when your mind is screaming for rest. And then you feel guilty for not being glowing, for not always being available, for not managing to be that perfect mother that only exists in your imagination. You confuse your humanity with failure, your exhaustion with incompetence, your limits with weakness. But I'm here to tell you that none of that is true. That tightness in your chest when you think you're not good enough, that anguish that comes when you lose your patience, that deep sadness when you feel you've let everyone down. I know all of it. And I want you to understand that it's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign that you care so much, give so much, pour yourself out so completely that you've simply reached the edge of what's humanly possible. The problem isn't you. It's the unrealistic expectation that mothers must be superheroes 24 hours a day. It's time for you to stop confusing exhaustion with incompetence and tiredness with failure. I know what it's like to wake up already feeling behind, already feeling indebted to a day that hasn't even started. You open your eyes, and instantly there's that mental list of everything you need to do, everything you didn't do yesterday, everything you should have done better. And before you've even gotten out of bed, you're already judging yourself, already piling on the pressure, already feeling not enough. It's like there's an inner judge who is never satisfied, who always finds something to criticize in your performance as a mother. You might have done 1,000 things throughout the day, but if one went wrong, that's where your mind will focus. If you lost your patience once, you forget all the times you were loving. If you didn't get something done, you erase everything you did manage. The overload isn't just physical, it's emotional too. You carry the weight of every worry, every decision, every responsibility. You're the one who remembers everything, organizes everything, solves everything. And when something doesn't go as planned, you shoulder all the blame. You live under a constant pressure to handle everything perfectly, to never make a mistake, to never get tired, to never have bad days, to never lose control. And when you inevitably reach your limit, because every human being has a limit, when you snap, when you shout, when you can't be patient anymore, you see that as a personal failure, as undeniable proof that you're not fit to be a mother. And when you finally explode, because everyone explodes when they hit their limit, when you yell at your kids, when you lose your patience, when you speak more harshly than you wish you had, that's when you feel like the worst person in the world. You look at their little faces and see they're the definitive proof that you're a terrible mom. A good mom wouldn't yell. A good mom would have more control. A good mom wouldn't lose her patience like this. "I'm a monster. They deserve a better mother." And then you hate yourself, mentally punish yourself, carry a terrible guilt that seems to confirm all your worst fears about who you are. You can't see that yelling doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person at her limit, overwhelmed, who's reached the point of emotional saturation. Why can't I be better? That question eats away at us from the inside. You look at yourself in the mirror after a hard day, after you've yelled, after you've lost your patience, and that question echoes in your mind like a self-destructive mantra. You mentally list all the things you did wrong, yelled at the kids, didn't have patience, didn't play enough, weren't as affectionate as you wanted to be. And then you conclude that the problem must be you, that you're not good enough, that you need to be better, do more, give more of yourself. You can't see that maybe the problem isn't that you're inadequate, but that you're overloaded beyond what any human can bear. Am I messing up my kids? That fear haunts us, especially after those moments we're not proud of. When we yell, when we lose our patience, when we're so tired we can't be the mother we wish we were. You look at them and imagine you're causing them lasting damage, that you're failing at the most important mission of your life, that they'll grow up and only remember the bad moments. You magnify every mistake, every moment of impatience, every time you weren't perfect, and completely forget all the moments of love, affection, dedication, and care you give them every single day. Am I weak because I can't handle it all? How many times does this question spin around in our minds? We feel guilty for reaching our limit, as if that were a sign of weakness, as if other mothers were stronger than us. When you cry from exhaustion, when you scream from being overwhelmed, when you feel like you just can't take anymore, you judge yourself mercilessly. Why can't I be like the others? Why can't I handle this? Am I too sensitive? Maybe I'm just not cut out for this. You've turned your humanity into a source of shame, your limits into a cause for guilt, your need for help into proof of inadequacy. Listen closely to what I'm about to tell you, and please hold it deep in your heart. Being tired is not the same as failing. Yelling when you've reached your limit doesn't make you a bad mother. Losing your patience when you're exhausted doesn't make you a terrible person. Reaching your point of emotional saturation doesn't make you weak or inadequate. It makes you human. It makes you a real person with real limits, real needs, who has simply reached the point where she desperately needs help, rest, and understanding, including your own understanding. Even the most loving, devoted, attentive mothers in the world have moments they're not proud of. We've all yelled when we didn't want to yell. We've all lost our patience when we wished we'd been more understanding. We've all had moments when we thought, wow, I could have handled that so much better. That doesn't make us bad moms. It makes us real moms. Your kids don't need a perfect mother who never loses control. They need a real, authentic mother who makes mistakes and learns, who apologizes when she needs to, who shows that she's human. A mother who recognizes her faults and tries to grow is infinitely more valuable than one who pretends to be perfect. The love you feel for your kids doesn't shrink when you're tired. The quality of your motherhood isn't measured by your ability to never lose your patience. What matters is the unconditional love you have for them, the way you care so deeply that it hurts when you feel like you weren't perfect, the dedication with which you nurture them every day. One moment of impatience doesn't erase years of love. One hard afternoon doesn't cancel all those nights you comforted them. One day when you yelled doesn't undo all the hugs, kisses, protection, and care. Stop defining your entire motherhood by your worst moments and start seeing the whole picture. Come here, let me hug you and whisper a truth you need to hear. You're already doing your best. Yes, you heard that right. Even on the days you yell, even in the moments you lose your patience, even when you feel like you've failed, you're still doing the best you can with what you have. Doing your best doesn't mean being perfect. It means giving what you have to give at that moment, with the energy you have, with the emotional resources available. And if you're at your limit, if you're exhausted, if you're overloaded, then yelling is the best you can do right now. And that's okay. You've given so much of yourself, poured so much of your heart into your kids, sacrificed so much that you've reached a point where your emotional reserves are empty. And when the tank is empty, there's nowhere to pull infinite patience, constant sweetness, emotional perfection from. You've been running on empty for a long time, my friend, and it's time to stop blaming yourself for that and start taking care of yourself. Your kids need a healthy, balanced mom who takes care of herself far more than they need a perfect mom who sacrifices herself to the point of collapse. A mother who is good to herself can give so much more genuine love than one who is always punishing herself. You have permission to rest without guilt. You have permission to ask for help without shame. You have permission to have bad days without hating yourself for it. You have permission to be human with all the imperfections and limits that come with it. And most importantly, you have permission to forgive yourself for the moments that weren't perfect, to love yourself even when you weren't the mom you wished you'd been, to recognize that love doesn't mean never making mistakes. Love means caring enough to always try to do better, and you do that every single day. Now, dear mother, I want you to breathe with me. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let go of all the guilt you've been carrying, all the self-criticism, all the weight of trying to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect to be an incredible mom. You don't have to never mess up to be loved. You don't have to always be okay to deserve understanding and tenderness. You are enough exactly as you are, with your mistakes, your limits, your beautifully human imperfections. Close your eyes and imagine yourself being wrapped up in all the love you give your children every day. Imagine that love flowing back to you, surrounding you, protecting you, telling you that you're a wonderful mom, even when you don't feel like it. Feel the warmth of that love soothing your heart, healing your emotional wounds, calming your tired mind. You are loved not in spite of your mistakes, but including them. You are valued not for your perfection, but for your authentic humanity. Allow yourself to feel peace knowing your kids love you exactly as you are. They won't remember the moments you yelled. They'll remember the unconditional love you show them every day. They won't hold on to your impatience. They'll hold on to all the times you comforted, protected, cared. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing grow deeper and allow a sense of relief to wash over you. You are an amazing mother. You're doing a beautiful job, and you deserve all the love and rest in the world. So breathe, relax, and let yourself be loved exactly as you are. With all my love and understanding, a friend who sees your true greatness,